Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be a summary of 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 1 through 33. And the sons of the prophet said that we need to find a place to dwell. Each man should take him an ox, and then let's go down to the Jordan and dwell there. And Elijah said to go. And one of the servants had asked Elijah to go with him, and he did. Now, when they came to Jordan, they began to cut down the woods, and while cutting down some of the trees, one of the man's axe head had fell into the water, and he cried out, "Oh, master, help me, for I have borrowed this axe." And then Elijah had asked him, "Where did it fall into the water?" And the man had showed him where the axe head had fell into the water. Elijah had put a stick and threw it into that same location. And the axe head had rose to the top of the water, and Elijah told him to go and get it, and the man went and got it. Now, the king of Syria had commanded his armies to station out in a place. And of course, Elijah, the man of God, had told the king of Israel, "Do not go anywhere around that area, or the king will come out against you." So the king of Israel had went to the place that Elijah had told him to, and he saved his life. Then the king of Syria had asked among his men, "Which one of you are talking to the king of Israel?" And one of the servants said, "None of us, O king, for it is the prophet that is in Israel. He is the one that tells them everything that is said in the king's chambers." And the king of Syria had sent out his men and said, "Find Elijah and let me know where he is at." So once they had found the location of Elijah, then the king of Syria had sent chariots and horses and his army to go and find him. Now, the servant of God had rose early and saw the army that was surrounded them, and one of the servants of Elijah had cried out, "Oh, master, what shall we do?" And Elijah said, "Do not fear, for those that are with us are more than those that are with him." And then he prayed to God that he would allow the young man's eyes to be open so that he could see. And the Lord did open his eyes, and he saw that the mountain was full of chariots of fire all around Elijah. Now, when the army had came down, Elijah had prayed that they would be struck down with blindness. And the army of the men were struck with blindness. And Elijah said, "This is not the way, nor is this the city. I will take you to the man that you seek." And then when they had followed Elijah and they had made it to Samaria, Elijah had prayed to God that their eyes would be open. And so the men of Syria, their eyes were open, and they saw that they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said to Elijah, "Should I kill them?" And Elisha said, "No, do not kill them. Give them bread and give them water, and then you send them back to their master." So that is exactly what the king of Israel, did. And then Syria had stayed away from Israel for quite a while. And then there was this great famine. And then the king of Syria had came out against Samaria. And this famine was so great that a donkey was sold for a fraction of silver, and 1/4 of a dove's poop was for 5 pieces of silver. And the king of Israel was passing by, and a woman had yelled out, "O king, help me." And the king said, "If the Lord will not help you, what will I do?" And this woman had answered and said, "The woman had told me, 'Let's cook your son today and eat, and then tomorrow we will cook my son and eat, so that we may survive through this famine.'" But today, so we did boil and cook her son, and then today was time for her to bring her son, and she hid him away from us. Now when the king of Israel had heard these words, he ripped his clothes and put on sackcloths. And he said, "May God do to me and more if I do not have Elijah's head by this time tomorrow." Now Elijah had sat with the elders in their house, and he said, "Now the son of a murderer has sent his messengers to come and take my head. When the messengers come to the door, be sure to shut it and hold it fast, for their master's feet will be behind him." And while Elijah was speaking, the messenger had came to the door and said, "This evil is of the Lord. Why should we wait on the Lord any longer?" May God be with you in everything and every way.